I demand a mistrial.
Motion denied. You asked for this circus, Mr. Gondapur. I'm going to see it through to the end. We'll let a higher court decide if justice was served.
Very well. I can prove this man acted alone. The evidence is at his apartment. I demand we send detectives to search it again.
Objection, Your Honor. The defense is stalling for time. Patty Jackson's apartment has already been thoroughly searched by investigators who found nothing.
Thoroughly, huh? Have you checked in the walls, in the crawl space, under his bed?
Court is recessed for the day. Counselors, I want to see you in my chambers.
That judge is so
I
pissed
believe
off.
the judge approved Gondapur's request.
Nothing surprises me with this trial. Any clue from Jackson on what this evidence could be?
None. He won't talk.
I don't like it.
Gandapur knows that any evidence we find has to be turned over to him. It's what he's counting on. But why?
Whatever it is must implicate Jackson as being the real ringleader.
Wait a minute! The police never found the souvenirs taken from the victims. The locks of hair that were missing.
I thought about that
was
earlier.
Jackson's MO when he committed those rapes in Washington Heights. If the search reveals trophies like that in his apartment, it would go a long way to convince a jury that Jackson was responsible for the murders, not Gondapur.
Get this. When detectives searched Jackson's van, they found a small jewelry box with a false bottom. Patty was a carpenter. He used the jewelry box to hide the crystal meth he used to disorient his victims. I'm willing to bet that's what Gandapur wants us to find in Jackson's apartment.
He knows it's there, but he wants us to find it. That gives him total deniability while nailing Jackson to the wall.
Call Logan. He might be able to help us thread a pretty small loophole here. I'm going to take a walk. From this point on, keep me out of the loop.
Hey, Abby. It's Mike Logan. I found something.
Don't tell me what it is.
Don't worry, I know the rules. I'll file my report after you guys conduct your own search. Just, tell the uniforms not to shake the present too hard. Might break what's inside.
Thanks, Mike. You're a lifesaver.
Why don't you thank me with dinner?
So, are they hiding evidence or something?
Remember, this isn't gonna work unless he gets good and angry.
Don't worry. I have a special talent when it comes to infuriating
Kind of confused
people.
by what just happened.
Mr. Gondapur, you stated at the close of trial yesterday that investigators were to search Mr. Jackson's apartment again for evidence pertaining to this case.
Indeed.
They didn't find anything.
I am well aware.
Gandapur is slippery. Try and focus on the facts of the case. Names and places. Avoid more hot-button issues that will allow Gandapur to distract the jury. Okay, names and places. Angelica.
What was it about Angelica Moore, Mr. Gondapur? Why is it you were so fixated on her that months after you were arrested picking her up, you sent Mr. Jackson here to kidnap her for you?
She was a woman in need who I tried to help and who took advantage. That is all. The arrest was a misunderstanding and the charges were dropped.
Is Gandapur's recollection accurate? Oh. She was a woman I knew who I tried to help and who took advantage. That is all. The arrest was misunderstanding. Oh, yeah, because didn't he say he was asking for directions? No. What really happened? Jenny received a bribe from Gandapur to have changed her testimony at Gandapur's criminal. Gandapur was a regular client of Angelica. Bankroll said Mr. Gandapur bribed him to have Angelica change her testimony. Bankroll told detective that Angelica changed her testimony at the Gandapur's trial after having her life threatened. I think it was this one? Okay.
Misunderstanding? Are you sure? Because I have an affidavit by one Donald Deshawn, aka Bankroll, an associate of Angelica Moore's who swears under oath that Angelica changed her testimony after he received a bribe on her behalf of $1,000.
That is ridiculous. He must have me confused with someone else.
Oh yeah, another person of Arab descent in Harlem who was arrested for assaulting Angelica Moore shortly before her death.
Are you trying to get a rise out of me, Mr. Cutter?
It doesn't seem to take much, Mr. Gondapur.
Places and names.
What did you want us to find in Patty Jackson's apartment, Mr. Gondapur?
What makes you think I expected you to find anything?
Did he indicate a place he wanted them to search? Yes. What place in particular? Gandapur specifically requested that detectives search the freezer, and Gandapur specifically requested that detectives search under the bed in Jackson's apartment. Gandapur specifically requested that detectives search the couch lining in Jackson's apartment. Gandapur didn't indicate any place in particular.
Under his bed. Yet detectives did a full sweep of the apartment and found nothing.
A chest! A small wooden chest! How could they miss it?
Yes, one wooden chest. Exhibit C, let's call it.
There! That's it! That will prove my innocence!
How would you know about it? 2, so are they really hiding the evidence right now? Pretty sure that's illegal. I'm just throwing that out there.
Mr. Gandapur, could you explain to the court how an empty wooden chest will prove you innocent?
Are you an imbecile? Give it to me! There! There, you see? He took a lock of their hair. I saw him do it to each girl. You didn't think I knew, did you? Nothing gets past me, you mongoloid! No. No, wait. I didn't mean that I'd...
No further questions, Your Honor.
No. I demand a mistrial. No!
Pretty sure you just hung yourself right there.
The prosecution rests, Your Honor.
Mr. Gandapur,
The defense rests, Your Honor.
the jury is to retire for deliberations. I'll send along jury instructions shortly. Court adjourned. Has the jury reached a unanimous verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
Please read the verdict as it stands recorded.
In regards to Mr. Gandapur, as to counts 1 through 8, homicide in the first degree, guilty.
Son, you got
By this
owned.
time tomorrow, I'll have the best law firm in Manhattan working overtime on my appeal.
I might do some comparison shopping if I were you. Your board of directors voted to have you removed.
You got owned,
So
son.
Patty Jackson goes back to jail and Gandapur gets multiple life sentences without parole. Well done.
Nice to see that the super rich are still held to the same standards of justice as the rest of us, once in a while.
At least until his appeal.
To the rest of us.
Is that what I think it is?
Briscoe's Little Black Book of Unsolved Cases.
How did you... Right. I don't want to know. Hold on. Frank Vincenzo Jr. I recognize that one.
Do tell.
He was a tenant in the apartment building
Shut
where
the
that
hell
Block
up,
17
Bone.
was found.
Got a forwarding?
According to this, he's still a tenant.
Thank God for rent control.
This all in the end is gonna connect back to the preppy joggers thing. The very last episode is gonna be the preppy joggers. I don't know what it's about or anything like that, and they're gonna get Olivia involved based on the little caption picture thing. But I'm excited for it. But as you can see, this episode is all over. It was called Killer Smart. Pretty interesting. I enjoyed it. I did good at the council for once, so yay! And with that, I will just see you guys later in the literal next episode of this game and the next part that I upload. So, bye-bye!